How you going? Dennis here. Just thought I'd do a video on my battery setup. Released a short a while ago saying I was going to put one out there for those interested in lithium setups. So this is how I've gone about it, and yeah, show you the batteries. I'll show you how it's sort of got it wired up, protection with DC chargers and solar and etc. So I've got a separate house and starter battery setup, plus I've got a 36 volt setup for my electric in Kota. So I'll talk a bit about all of it. I'll swap this, get it off my mug. Okay, so as you see, we've got 200 amp hour Lithium Invicta house, and I've got a hybrid lithium starter. So here, I'll put up the spec sheets, but that's the part number. So that's my house, dedicated house setup. And this one is the hybrid starter. So it only looks after the outboard. Has a jump start feature. You can activate it by that button or via the app, Bluetooth app. I've had these batteries installed for a year with no issues at all. Both are Bluetooth compatible. Invicta is a very high quality Australian company, likely made overseas anyway, but very quality cells, very well constructed batteries. I've paired these with DC charger, Victron gear, so 30 amp DC charger, 12 volt, and a 10 amp solar. So essentially what happens is the start battery is charged directly from the alternator of the outboard. So essentially it gets its charge from the outboard. That's how this battery is designed, to get, you know, what we call bulk charge, dumb charge. It's designed for that. And then the house battery is charged via the DC. So the outboard alternator into here, through here, into the DC charger and into the house battery. And the same with solar. As you can see, we've got a little bit of solar trickling. It's a bit of an overcast day at the moment, but that's also trickle charging, charging the house battery. My isolator setup, I have a surge protector from in between the start battery and the outboard. Start isolator, house isolator, and a solar isolator. I have emergency parallel. That is not for starting, because the battery management on the deep cycle lithiums will not allow that to crank the engine. This has a reserve. I've actually just tested it. That's why it's actually pretty low voltage at the moment. I ran this down overnight and tested the jump start function, and it worked well. But also the reason I have the parallel in is, if all else, you can parallel up and charge and wake up this battery via the house battery. There's the only reason I have that parallel there, not to actually jump start the motor with that battery. So that's a bit of the rundown on it. Circuit breaker, fuses, everything's sort of wired up properly. Biggest key is correct wiring, correct size wiring for everything. So I've gone a little bit overboard with protection, but yeah, the beauty of the DC-DC chargers, the Victron gear, is that you can set all the amperage via Bluetooth. So yeah, and control it by an app. So you can set up when it charges, how often, at what voltage it cuts in and cuts out at. So I like that gear, it's quite good. So that's the quick rundown on my house and my crank batteries. You got any questions? Yeah, post them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. But I'll just have a quick chat about my electric setup. I've talked about this setup before. I'll just again just show you that I have, again, Invicta batteries. I have three 12 volt 100 amp hour batteries. They're connected up to a 36 volt lithium troll bridge. So essentially that can keep them separate as 12 volt for charging on the water if I want. I have isolated here, and they're again monitored by Victron shunt. So essentially, if you're using the electric, it's 36 volts. The moment you turn it off, they just turn back to 12 volt. And if you wanted to, I just open this up and I can charge it on the water when underway. But with this setup, essentially 100 amp hour 36 volt, I could run, yeah, for days with that electric operating. So it's, anyway, the batteries, I do have a charger on land. I have a separate one for the house batteries. I use the Minn Kota precision chargers. These ones, so this is all shore power. So they actually do have a American plug, but I have a sort of inverter for the power to convert from 240 to, I think it's 110 volts, something like that. Could be wrong, I'll fix that up, but yeah, so essentially I've got that to make sure that these batteries are charged correctly. So it's a 3-bank charger set to lithium profile. That's a quick rundown on that. And yeah, I have a separate dual bank charger for these two when I'm connected in the shed. So, oh, that's it. So here I have the house battery hooked up to the Minn Kota precision charger. It's a dual bank charger, 15 amps per bank, 30 amps total. So I've actually got both hooked up to the house battery, the 200 amp hour Invicta Lithium. It's set to lithium profile. There's all different profiles you can choose there. As you can see, it's charging at the moment. Yeah, so I'll check that via the app and just show you what that looks like. But that's how I charge it when I'm at home. When it's on the water, as I said, it's through the DC-DC Victron charger. And like I said, these Minn Kota precision chargers are American, and they are, I think they're 110 volts. So anyway, I use a step down transformer to run that. So the 110 volts. So it plugs in and it steps it down from 240, 230 to 110 volts to run that charger. So, and like I said, I've got the same one in the front cab. That's a 3-bank charger that looks after my electric battery. So it's been charged and now just topping up the back ready for the next trip. Hopefully this weekend. Oh, that's a little bit just on the at home charging.